Okay, so what will happen actually, you will be creating some object. This is your object, so you are creating an object in the, so already you know that when you have the object, every object will be having some data and variable, that is the data or variable, and you will be having a method also. Okay, so now you have this object, so take object name, you will be having something called A. Okay, so like this you will be having several objects. You can create the several object in the okay, so you can create like the similar kind of object and data and method. Now this all you want to access into the some other class. So whatever the data or variable you are using in the program, okay, so this all are your instance variable. So you are going, it will be instance, it will be created the instance, and then you are going to access into the using object and with help of your new. So how you are going to see, let's see the simple program. So what we'll do, as we were seeing in the last class, okay guys, so what I am going to do, I have to create, so let's see, okay, so what we are going to now, we want to create object. So what object should be there? For the name box, either you say it is the class, or you can say we are creating the object for the box. This class will be having three instances, that is the instance variable I want as a width, I want as a height, then I want as a depth. So we have three instance variable which is defined in a class. This is one class. Now you will be having another class. Now we have another class, that class name will be your, that is box demo. Okay, so in this you will be having a variable as a volume, instance variable, and you will be having, either you can define the method or you directly you just calculate. So what we want this width to be accessed into this class, we want this height to be accessed into this class, we want depth to be accessed in this class. So how you are going to access this class properties, that is instance variable, into the another class? And so definitely this class will be having a main method. Okay, so let's start with the program, then you will get to know how to access. So what is the first step? As we see that we need the first, the number of classes. So I want to create first as a class. So our first class name is box. So in this class we have the three instance variable. What are the instance variable we have? We have instance variable as a, I will giving as a double. So data type. So how to create the variable? You know that, return type and the variable name. So I am giving return type as a double. I'll give width, Similar way I will give double, then height, okay. Then similar way I have to declare as a double and depth. So 3 instance variable I have created. So we have opened the class, now we are closing the class. So this is one class we have created. So what I said, in Java you can create a number of classes, but last class will be having a main method to access all the instance variable and method. So what I am going to do now, we have to create the another class. So class, I'll give the class name as a box demo. Now in this, what you are going to do, you are going to define the main method. So how to declare the main method? So you are going to declare as a public static void main string arguments, okay. So I just declared the here main method. In main method, what we have to do, we have to create the new type of data. So with here class will define a new type of data. How you can define? So to define that, you are going to create an object. So what will be there? So what is your class name? The class name is box space. Now you create and give any instance name. So I'll be giving as a my box 1, okay. Then is equal to, then you have to use new operator. In another way also you can say that new operator, it is the dynamically memory allocation will be happen. We have studied in the C programming that like dynamic memory allocation, malloc, calloc, but that is not here in Java. So but with help of new, it will dynamically allocate the memory when the instance of object is created. So I am creating the instance of object for the box, the particular that time it will create dynamically allocate the memory. Now we have to close it. Similar way I want another object also. For the same class I will create another instance. Box 2 is equal to new box, okay. So far what we have done, we have just created the instance for the box. So my box 1 is the instance for box, my box 2 is the instance for box. So I am creating two instances, that means dynamically memory will be allocated for my box 1, my box 2. Now what we have to do, I want to calculate the like area, okay, of the box length, volume. You want to calculate the volume, you can want to calculate area, whatever you want you can calculate it. So here what will do, because I have defined as a height, width and depth, so it is the volume. So when you want, then finally we have to declare another variable, that is the volume. This is we created. Now what we have to do, now we have the, you have here as a width, then you have height, okay. Similar way you have depth, Now this all three, now you have the instance variable here, box 1, box 2. So when dynamically memory allocation will happen, then you have the box 1. So now box 1 want to access this instance for the class, that is the box. So what you are going to do? Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to initialize, okay, the height, width and depth. Okay, so how to initialize? Because the object, the instance variable which we have created into the another class, that is the box, so that is going to access with help of your instance, that is my box 1. So to access this, we know that using dot operator you can access. So I'll use my box 1 dot, what we are going to access, I am going to access width. Okay, and I will initialize the width value as a 10. In any value you can define. Similar way, I want to define height and depth. Similar way, you can type my box 1 dot your height is equal to some 30. Similar way, I want to access my box 1 dot depth is equal to 15. Any variable you can use. So this is, I created the instance variable using my box instance. Okay, my box 1 is your instance of your box 1. So using that you are access the instance variable width, height and depth. Similar way, what I'll do, I'll create initialization, do the initialization for another instance, that is the my box 2. So another instance we have instance as a my box 2. So what you are going to do, similar way you are going to define, that is initialize the value for this one. So I'll use as a my box 2. Similar way for all you have to write as a 2. So I am writing as a 2. Okay, change the value now, it is, I'll use as a 20. I'll change the value 10 and I'll change the value to 25. Okay, so we have created the instance initialization. We have done the instances. We have created my box 1 and my box 2. Now ready. Now what you have to do? Now we have to do the methods. So what is the method? Method is simple. Volume is equal to. So how you are going to access the again volume? So you are, so the length into width into height into depth. So similar way you are going to write my box, because you cannot write here directly width dot height dot depth. You cannot do that width into multiplication into height multiplication then depth. You cannot do that because it is it is declared into the another instance. So you have to define the same way my box 1 dot width multiplication, then my box 1 dot height multiplication, then my box 1 dot your depth. Okay, then semicolon. Now you have to print this. So printing statement, the same, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, so what we are going to print? Volume. So volume is equal to your volume. Similar way you will be for another instance, same thing you can use. So what you are going to do, similar way you are going to change here as a for second instances. Okay, same way. So we have finished. Now just you have to close the main method, close this class. So this is done. Now you know that how to save. So this is the main, our class is box demo. We are not going to save our program using box because the main method exists into the box demo. So we have to save the program. Click file, save as .java. Okay, so this is done. Now we will execute this. So we have to take the path of the program where it is located, cd. The path has changed. Now compile the program, java c space box demo dot java. Java C file not found. It is saying file not found. Now it will execute. So same way, java c box demo 1 dot java. Oh, we should not get any error now because we were not selecting the path. See, the error is clearly saying that the file is not found. We were saving the file into some other directory. So now we have to run that, java space box. So see guys, what happened when you compile this program. So in this we have actually two class. Okay, so when you check in the program, you can see here box and box demo 1, two classes will dot class, that is bytecode, will get created. So how many the class you are defining into the program, that many bytecode will get generated. So then only this will go to the class loader. So we have studied in the previous class that when we have that in JVM, that how many classes you have, it will create the number of dot class file into the, it will convert into the bytecode, that is the dot class file. So we have two class here, box and box demo 1. So it will create two class file. Now we have to run demo 1. So we got the volume. So see, when you go to the your program, okay, so what happened here, you can see here both. So what is happening here, I am creating the my box 1, my box 2. So these are the two instances. So whenever the instance get created, the memory will be get allocated. So first memory get allocated for my box 1. So dynamically memory get allocated, store the value. Now your another instance you have, that is the my box 2. So another instance, another dynamically memory is getting created for my box 2. So in my box 2, that is the another value we are getting. So like this way in Java we create the instance and we access the instance variable, okay, using your dot operator, and you can define the method and you can access. So this is your dynamically memory is getting allocated. Any question you can ask me now. Here, okay, so we have declare here volume, double volume. So what is that? This is the method where what you are going to do, addition operation, multiplication operation, division operation. So what you are doing, you are in memory, whenever the program get execute, so it will create the instance. So how it will create the instance? So what will happen in program? It will, there is one instance for my box 1, and you have the another instance, that is the my box 2. My box 2. So you have two different instances. So when in main method, what we are doing, we are calling volume. Okay, so we are calling volume. So what happened in my box? What are the things you have? You have here height, width and depth. Okay, so same thing will be here also. Okay, so now you have two instances. Okay, and this is into the box. Okay, this is also into the box. Okay, so now what happened, you have the volume. Now volume is going to call. Okay, so memory has been created for what? For volume. This is has been created now. Now when you execute the program, so first time the my box will get initiated. This will get initiated. So volume will call first this only, and it will access the entire instance variable which is defined into the instance my box 1. So first it will calculate, memory will be there, it will print it in the memory and it will keep. Okay, second, the thing is that next time this will not call this, next time it is going to call this one. So what happened, my box instance has created and it has destroyed. Second, my box 2 instance has created and it is destroyed. And what is the result? The result we are getting here. So these are the two results stored in the memory and it has been displayed. Understand? Okay, so what happened, I said the class what you are defining. Okay, so you are going to define a new data type. Okay, class is that it defines a new data type. Okay, that is what your my box instance you are going to create. Once you define the new type, that can be used to create object of that type. That means the what you have created object, that is your, what are the variable are there, height, width, that you can create for that. Therefore what will happen, a class is a template for an object. So what object we have object my box 1. So for my box 1, that class is become template, and the object is an instance of class. So whatever the object you are defining, that will become instance. So what is that, my box 1. So that is my box 1 is instance for which class, that is the box. My box 2 is instance for which, that is the box, and this class will be as a template. So you know that the class we will have to declare using the keyword, that is the class, and the syntax is very simple, similar to the C++. That is the class name, open brace, type, that is your data type, instance variable 1. So as many instance variable you have, you can define the instance variable. If you have any method, so like get data, put data, display, so you can method also you can define. So type method name 1. If you have any parameter, you can pass whatever the operation of that method, you can define here. Same way you can define n number of method. This is the creation of class. So you can create n number of class in a Java, and final class will be having a main method which will initiate, that will be create the instance for all the classes, and it will load into the class loader, which we have seen in JVM. So what happened? The data or variable that is defined within the class. So what happened? You can see you have data and variable or variable within the class. So that is called as your instance variable, because each instance of class contain its own copy of the variable. So each will be having its own copy of variable, it will be there, and that class will contain, that means code will contain within the methods. So within the methods you can define the code, and the method and variable defined within the class. So whatever you are defining this methods and variable within the class, this all are the member of this class. That is the, what is the class name if you are defining, that is all are the member of this class. So you have method 1, instance variable 1, so these are the members of the class name that is there. So this example which already I have just discussed with you all. So similar way, the box. So what happened here? Width, height and depth, these are the instance variable, and these are the member of class box. So these all are member of box. Now you have box 2, box demo 2. So what happened? You are going to create the two instances, that is the my box 1 and my box 2. So my box 1 is instance of box, okay, my box 2 is instance for class box, okay. Now you are going to assign the value to the instance variable. So we have to assign how? Using dot operator. So what is the instance you have created? That is the my box 1. What are the instance variable you have? Width, dot width. Then define similarly. Similarly, you are going to assign the different value for my box 2 instance variable. Similar way you define. Now you have to compute the volume for first box, that is your my box 1. So it will calculate and it will keep it into memory, print, okay. Then again in memory another again instance that you are computing the volume for the my box 2. So you can do for n number of the instances. You can create n number of instances, you can create n number of instance variable, and those instance variable will be the member of the particular class. Understand? So that's all for today. Okay. So once again, if you want, I'll explain about the program if you need. So let's go through that. Okay. So declare the package, create a class name box, create the instance variable double width, height and depth. Now create another class which contains main method. Now create the instance my box 1 and my box 2. Okay, so this instance will be of the class box. Now you have to calculate. So we have to define the volume, that is the as a method. How you write C is equal to A plus B. So you have to define C. Similar way here, volume. Now you are going to access the instance variable of the class box. So how to access? Using dot operator. But what instance you have created? My box 1. So with help of my box 1 only you can access the instance variable of box. So my box 1 dot width is equal to 10. Similar way for my box 2, then print, that is the calculation, that is the method. What is the method? We are simple calculation we are doing, volume is equal to width into height into depth. Print that statement. Similar way print this statement, then compile, Similar way, you just go to the compiler, compile it, you will not get any error. Then when you run Java and box demo1, that is your class name. So final class name where in which the box demo1, that is the main method, contains that class, you are going to access it. And finally the program got executed. Any question? So you got to know, that is how to create class, you got to know how to declare object. Okay, so how to declare the object, that will be your, how we have done this is the instance. So you can create like this way, or even if you want to create like this, if you want to different way. So how you can create the object? So what I'll do, I'll create like this way, box, I'll give my box. Okay, now I'll use that my box is equal to new, okay, and box. This way also you can create the, declare the object. So we are declaring the object for my box. So you are writing same thing in 2 lines. So better to use in 1 line only. So today you have learned about how to create the class, then how to declare the object, and how you can access the instance variable of the class, and even how you can access the instance variable. Okay, any question? Please ask now. No question?